Let's give it up for Peter. Come to the stage. Third time back. Welcome, brother. Thank you for being here.
About a year ago, I'm sitting in this co-working space in Bali, and for the first time, I had a clear vision for my life, a plan, and I was working towards it every day. I was building this software business so that one day I could sell it and do what I truly love to do. I was working through this custom vision chatbot, and I was like, let me just double check, give it everything, the vision, the plan, notes from years of introspection, and let's just see what happens. I hit enter, and I read the first 3 lines, and tears started to flow down my cheeks. What I saw was the feeling behind my words of what I cared about so much. And I started to wonder, maybe I was missing what was in front of me this whole time. See, all this time, something else kept happening. I'd be in a hostel, I'd be talking to someone, our conversation would go deep, and then they would pause and go, I've never told anyone this before. How do you ask questions like that? I'd get messages from people sharing just how much our conversation changed their life. And it was as if they could pause long enough to feel what was beneath their words. Every time this happened, I felt this pull. But every time I thought about pursuing this path, I'd file it away because I don't have credentials. I didn't go to school for this. I don't have results. Why should people listen to me? And so that was my plan. Build the business, make the money, get the proof, and then people would listen to me. And then I would pursue that thing that gave me so much energy. It made perfect sense in my mind until I read my own words reflected back to me. And I started to ask myself, why was I really pushing this off? The next morning, I'm sitting out on the grass, and a friend comes over and asks me how I'm doing. And I thought, if I tell her I'm good, I would be lying. And so I tell her the truth, the response that came up the day before, the plan, the conversations, the vision, the pull that I kept feeling. And she didn't try to fix it. She didn't give me a strategy or anything. She just reflected back what she was hearing and made space for me to feel what was beneath it. And then she asked me, what are you really afraid of? I looked down at the grass, feeling the tears well up in my eyes, feeling the blades of grass between my fingers. And I thought back to everything that had been leading up to that point, all of the times I almost followed through, all of the times I said, first I need to, then. Once I have, then. And I realized none of it was really a plan. It was just fear. It was protecting me from feeling something. I was terrified that if I put out what I felt was truest and closest to me, that someone might reject it, that someone might reject me. And I would feel that pain of giving everything, but still feeling invisible. And so I built an entire life around never having to find that out. I want to invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And think of that thing that gives you energy, that gives you life, that thing you would start when you have more money, results, confidence. And think of the conditions that you're putting on doing this thing. What are those protecting you from feeling? Maybe it's being rejected, feeling not good enough, feeling invisible. What is the fear underneath that? And just allow yourself to experience that for a moment. And now ask yourself, what does that feeling really need. Maybe it's to be loved, to be held, to be seen. You can open your eyes. Sometimes these conditions are valid, but sometimes they just keep the truest parts of ourselves safe. And so maybe you don't need more. Maybe you just need a moment long enough to feel what's beneath, the part of you that already knows, without explaining it away with a plan. My name is Peter Meglis. Thank you.